Hey everyone, this is Dalton at Daltonian95 coming with another Transformers Legacy video. This is, of course, Evolution, but it is branded with the regular Legacy packaging. This is, of course, Breakdown. Now, I still don't have Dead End yet, so I need to track him down somewhere. Pulse is sold out. A lot of places are sold out, so hopefully I can still get him somewhere. But, yeah, here we got Breakdown. Yes, I am in agreement with a lot of people. He should have been a Lamborghini. I don't know what Hasbro's deal is, why they're using the budget excuse. They could have remolded the whole front end here as a Lamborghini, but it's not the end of the world to me. Like, I don't know. It's not the worst figure so far, but well, I don't think any of these so far that I've looked at are necessarily bad, but I didn't care much for the Wildrider mold initially, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, 15 steps, robot vehicle. He's only got the one blaster pistol and one spoiler weapon, which I wish split in half. I don't like that it doesn't split in half. I don't like the axe thing, but we'll see. Let's go ahead and get him open and check him out. And here we have Breakdown out of his packaging. And he's just a slight retool of Wildrider. Yes, that has been hammered, or, it's been driven home like like beating a dead horse, but at this point, it is pretty disappointing. So, real quick, here he is next to Wildrider. You can see the only differences in design are from the waist up on the torso, and nothing is different on the arms or the legs, except for on the back here, where the pegs have been swapped around. You get this more Lamborghini kind of vent detail on the back, just so you can add his spoiler in vehicle mode. Like, even this still does the stupid cape thing that was an unnecessary use of parts. And, they probably could have been able to do a more Lamborghini-looking alt mode if they didn't do that with Wildrider. Or, would have saved parts budget if they had just done this as one Lamborghini piece, changed the tooling for this. I don't know. There's so many things they could have done within the budget, with the same budget, and it would have been fine. Like, I'm fine with the arms and legs sharing the same detail, but the roof and hood of the car are the biggest problem here with this. So, anyways, yeah, let's go ahead and give him his accessories, and then we'll do a group shot. He does come with only one blaster, and it is not even blast effect compatible. Does, of course, fit right into his hand. He does come with his spoiler, which you could just peg into his hand and have him use. I think it's funny doing it like this. Kind of have him hold it as like a dual deck from Yu-Gi-Oh! So that'd be a fun little thing. Toy hacks, if you're listening, to add onto here. Maybe some cards, make it look like a dual deck. Just saying. And my camera's not wanting to focus. So yeah, his Evo Fusion thing, you just take this blaster here, turn up the brightness just a little bit. As you can see, detailing there. And you just plug it into the side like that. And he has this kind of machete axe thing that is also stupid as hell. I don't know what they were thinking with that. I don't know. I guess you can plug it in like that and have them use them both together as one weapon. Because otherwise there's no real storage space. You can plug it on the leg here, but he won't be able to move it. So there is Breakdown Robot. For those who remember that collection intervention thing. But here is Motormaster, Drag Strip, and Wildrider. So I'm just one Stunticon away, and thankfully, Big Bad had Dead End in stock at the time of this recording, or it was in stock just before this recording. So thankfully I was able to order a Dead End, so I can finally complete the Stunticons, and hopefully get rid of the Combiner Wars one. So yeah, there's the 4 Stunticons so far. Get him. Then let me bring in the Combiner Wars one, which, as you can tell, is molded in more of this creamy white color that just, I don't know. I know some people are nostalgic for it, but I just find it unappealing. Like, if there was a middle ground between this, I think that'd be fun. So, yeah, it is in more of that kind of cartoon, brighter white. I mean, it has a slight offness to it, but not as bad as this or the X-Transbots. And he definitely wears the body a lot better. I mean, you can see where they drew some inspiration. I wish the thighs were a little bit different to include those little circles right there. But at least, you know, we got the torso and the head. Let's go ahead and take this guy out of here. Go ahead and take a close look at that. Very nicely detailed, though. I love the red, glossy red, and then the yellow eyes. Nice silver there on the torso. That glossy blue on the legs, which thankfully has not chipped or cracked on these joints when combining it with Motormaster. Got the silver for the rims, but we'll go over that when we get to vehicle mode. Articulation is exactly the same. We got a ball jointed head that is limited due to it being square. Got tight shoulders all the way out. Get a swivel 90 degrees, nothing at the wrists. You get a tight swivel at the waist. Get forward most of the way back, all the way out. A little over 90 at the knee. Ankle tilt and, or I guess pivot and tilt. And these joints are a little bit better than Wildriders, so you can get them in some decent poses, but I'm not not really up to that at the moment. So let's go ahead and get them into vehicle mode. Once again, just like Wildrider, it is super easy and is very much like the Combiner Wars style. So we'll go ahead, open those up, rotate the waist, unflip in the hands, open up his chest, flip the head back and in, straighten out arms here, just bring them down. These will kind of key together. Go ahead and collapse this around. Make sure these are opened. Actually, best to keep these arms out, open and out of the way. Then bring them down to the side. Collapse rear quarter panels down. And those will kind of just overlap and tab in. Then for the vehicle, or the front of the vehicle, open these sections here, bring it down. Just like that. There we go. And collapse the windshield down into there. Take the spoiler off, weapon, and put it on there. And there is a slot right there for that rectangular tab to go right there for vehicle mode storage. So let me get the rest of the Stunticons in vehicle mode, as well as the Combiner Wars one, and we'll show them off in vehicle mode. All right, here we have Combiner Wars breakdown, and for being, you know, a little bit squatter of a body, is a much larger vehicle mode. I mean, well, not much, but it just seems larger. Like, it's definitely the same length, but it is definitely wider. But you can see what they tried doing here and trying to make it look like a little bit like his old self, but it will always be Lamborghini. So that's the one thing that this one has over the new one, and just makes the new one all that more disappointing. So bringing in the rest of the Stunticons, here we have his look-alike Wildrider, drag strip, and the big boss himself, Motormaster. So, I mean, for the most part, they are shaping up to be pretty good. Like, I'm not going to be as hypercritical as some of these reviewers out there that just absolutely hate on this thing. Or, you know, Wildrider. I get it. It's disappointing. they could have done better, but at the end of the day, I'm just happy to have a new motor or Menasor. I do need to hit that with some rubbing alcohol later, get those blue splotches off of there. But yeah, I mean, I'm fine with it for what it is. So let's go ahead and get them into combine mode, and then we'll finish off this video. Okay, so getting Breakdown into combine mode is just as easy as Wildrider. So just pop up the windshield, which I keep forgetting to do. Then just bring that down. Don't think you need to pull the weapon off because it does float up above the panel here. So we'll just take these two sections. They will push in. So yeah, I guess there is a little paint coming off the top there, but it's nothing really to worry about, I don't think. Always take some isopropyl to it. Just push that onto there, down there. I'm going to go ahead and take the spoiler off just so I don't end up snapping it. There we go. And there we go. All popped in. There we have most of Menasor complete. And yes, I do have some toy hex labels on this just to make them that much more awesome looking. It does actually bring out those details on the legs, which I think, you know, for me is fine. I'm not too torn about the vehicles being on the back of the legs because it's just how it was in the cartoon. Like, people need to get over themselves. But yeah, I mean, I definitely dig how this is looking so far. I'm really looking forward to getting Dead End and then the stickers for him and Wildrider to finish this up. Though I do really hope that someone, maybe DNA, does something to help fix up the vehicle mode, where even if it's just a new hood piece that looks a little bit more like a Lamborghini, or if it's the whole back section of the robot mode, including the backpack, just replace this whole chunk, I'd be happy with that. So, real quick, comparing the two. So there we've got our Legacy Menasor. Then here's our janky, floppy mess of Combine Wars Menasor in my kind of preferred configuration that is also very unstable, but does make him around the same size, if not just a tiny bit taller than the Legacy one. But yeah, it just looks weird, the squat torso compared to this. Yeah, he's got shorter legs, but again, the DNA set that I'm looking at will extend the thighs a little bit, so that pretty much does it for the combine mode. So let's get this out of here and back into the storage tote. So let's go ahead and get this taken apart and go back to Breakdown. All right, so going back to robot mode from vehicle mode, just like with combine mode, so take off that, remove the weapon, pop up the windshield here. Come on. Bring this up, flare these out just to get that around, close them back up, bring that back, open up these sections here, bring them out. They're very stiff. Bring down the feet, rotate the waist around. Bring out the head. Close that up. Oop. We got a T-posing and leaning Breakdown. I don't know if I kept calling him Wildrider or not, but it is Breakdown. And there we have Breakdown back in robot mode. So yeah, I don't hate this thing like a lot of people are doing with this mold. I don't get where the hate of the Wildrider mold itself is coming from. It's not bad. Like I said, it did end up in my top 10 worst, or top 20 worst. Or was it top 10? It was in one of the two. Just, yeah, I don't know. I don't love it, don't hate it. It's not the worst thing to come out. But yeah, I still am just happy to be completing the Stunticons. So that's pretty much it. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, comment, let me know what you think. Also be sure to check out all the links down in the description, as well as my other Legacy playlists, as well as Kingdom, Earthrise, and Siege. Studio Series as well. Again, those will either be on my channel or down the link below. And be sure to check out all my social media. You can find me everywhere at Daltinian95. And I will catch you guys in the next video. So long and take care.